challenge, so I needed to ask you second time.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a bit more detail about these personalities, and then hopefully you can tell me, you know, well, I might leave it till the end actually for you guys to talk. So I'll go through it quickly, and then you can tell me. Okay, so the yellows. Let's start at the top. The yellows. They used to call this personality phlegmatic, but they changed them, and they've even added animals to it now. And yellow is a koala bear. So I like the colors personally because you can mix and match the colors. So this is 35% of the population, the yellows. The motto is for a yellow is let's be friends. Occupation is a nurse, counselor, therapist. They're usually softly spoken and gentle. They dress casually and comfortable. And look for yourselves in these personalities, guys, and you'll figure out who you are. Strength, dependable, team player, patient, supportive, and nurturing. Weakness, oversensitive. That means they take things personally sometimes. They're followers, good goal-orientated people. Keywords are team, together, relationship, family. They don't like pushy people, bullies, and they don't like conflict. So we'll move over to the blues. Motto is fun, fun, fun. Occupation, sales, entertainment, public speaking, loud and fast. Now, I'm actually a blue, but I've got a bit of green in me as well and a bit of yellow. But I'm actually a blue. So stylish, flamboyant, colourful. Strengths, promoter, convincing, enthusiastic, creative, high energy. Weakness, talk too much. It's something about to think about when I talk to people. Much. A poor saver, very, very true. Poor follow-ups, that was my biggest weakness, and I've made that my strength. Unorganized and exaggerated. If you saw my desktop, you wouldn't know where anything is, but I do. I know where everything is. Keywords, fun and excitement. Dislikes, not having fun, and that's very true. Facts and figures, being alone, and not having fun. So that's the blue. And that's actually 15% of the population. Now the other 35% of the population is the green. So greens generally, let's get the facts and figures. Account, engineer, research, soft and polite. Now if you have a green person in your, and this is important how you apply this. If you have a green person that's coming into your business or that's looking at your business and seeing the video, etc., they're the sort of person you want to send as much information to. Let them go off and research and look at everything that you send them. Send as many links as you can. And then let them make a decision based on all the facts. They're very organized, planners, accurate, persist, follow through. They're the ones, by the way, who will read all the T's and C's in your company. And I've often had greens in the business, and I always go back to them. I say, by the way, do you know if this is covered in the T's and C's? And they'll give me the answer. So it's good to have these people in your business. Over analytical, hard to please, depressed, and lonely. Keywords, why, graphs, charts, research, exactly, possibly. And they dislike pushy people, no facts, being late. They hate being late. Very, very hate you being late. So if you've got an appointment with the green, make sure you're not late, because that will get them upset to begin with. So that's 35% of the population. The next is the red. Reds tend to be the high flyers. They tend to be the organization leaders. They tend to be the ones who are actually at the top of the chains, if you like. The people like Cedric Harris and you know, the other leaders in the teams. A lot of them are red. Occupation, CEO, attorney, pilot, military colonel. Very forceful voice with a lot of volume. They dress for success. You'll often find they don't see them without a shirt and tie if it's the men. And women are usually with the high shoulders. Strengths are focus, goal orientated. Weakness is their ego. A lot of people, you know, typical red, a very, very strong red, is the former president of the United States. Short-tempered, impatient, unteachable. So in other words, they think they need to teach everyone and nobody else can teach them. Keywords, money, power, get to the point, bottom line. If you want a red in your business, tell them how much they can make. Tell them they can make $1 million a month in epic, and chances are they'll join just on that. Dislike indecision, chit-chat, and losing control. That's 15% of the population. So just to move on, I've got other slides that will explain in a bit more detail. I won't go through this because it's too long, but I'll actually cover this way. So Red's personality, dominant and demanding with a powerful dose of energy. This is the Red personality. They are persistent and have strong will to be the best in their class. Red personalities like change and they are enterprising. Challenges motivate them and stress will do them well. They are therefore still very decisive under pressure. They prosper in hectic environments where people use direct approaches. One should note that these personalities tend to be very direct. Tact is sometimes completely missing from their vocabulary, and that is not always appreciated by others. They don't always experience inhibitions, which can result in being short-tempered. Besides that, they can become somewhat of a loose cannon due to their desire to do so many things at the same time. Emotions of others are sometimes forgotten, not intentionally, and they tend to set the bar high for themselves and others around them. This can challenge them, but it also is a possible pitfall. They aren't that meticulous either. Their focus lies on the bigger picture. And so that's the red personality. In the green, harmony in both their private life and their work is very important. To these personality types, that means they prosper most in an informal and warm atmosphere, with a high level of certainty and with clear communications. They are attentive, patient, reliable, and are there for others when in need be. Planning is generally considered to be one of their biggest strengths. Furthermore, they can truly focus, which makes them great listeners. Speed is not really their strong suit. They are more prone to take everything into consideration. Green personalities often struggle with changes and stress. Indecisiveness lies in wait for them. They aren't always that steadfast. Green personalities can have a great need for being acknowledged and appreciated, much more than other types. I've got a brother-in-law who, after he works any job, in fact he worked for me some time ago in one of my restaurants, and he wants to be praised all the time for everything he does. And this is a need, and he's a very green person. Everything has to be done in detail. If you have to explain how to do a job, he'll want to know every single step of that job before he starts it. In a subdued manner, since they don't feel that comfortable being in the spotlight. Now, if you're in a presentation in a big room, for example, you'll find the greens are at the back of the room and the reds are in the front row, in fact, and the greens tend to be in the back because they don't really want to talk to too many people. Yellow personality. Yellow personality stands for optimism. They are kind-hearted, enthusiastic, social, energetic by nature. They love working in a team in which they often act as a source of inspiration. These individuals put their trust on others and influence their environment with a healthy dose of persuasiveness and charisma. A pitfall that comes with this personality type is that they don't always reflect on situations and have a tendency to overly optimistic. This can lead to decisions being made based on their gut instead of their senses, in which the end result may be long forgotten. Freedom is very important to them. They want to be able to do things their own way. This characteristic can lead to both greater achievements, but also to the loss of detail. Creativity is more important to them than planning. They are highly motivational for other team members, although they often carry the burden of feeling rejected themselves. They take things personally. And again, if you had them in a room, they'd be the sort of person that might not want to attend a business meeting. But if you were actually inviting them to a presentation in a hotel or something, you'd actually ask for them to help with registering the people at the door, for example. They would love that because that would give them that feeling of being wanted, and it'd be able to actually get them to meet all the team. Finally, the blue. Blue is your true color, and that's so true. You are typically calm, optimistic, and kind. You're a genuinely caring and compassionate individual who tries to see the best in others and in every situation. In stressful situations, you're able to remain calm and mediate situations between individuals. You appear to be confident and self-controlled, but may be hiding your vulnerable side. Being a personality color blue means you are generally fairly even-tempered unless your emotions take over. Then you can become either moody or over-emotional or cool and indifferent. You're sensitive to the needs of others, caring with your close circle of friends. While you're friendly and sociable, you prefer the company of your own close group of friends. A blue tends to be the sort of person who you see in a room in a party will be the center of attention and wanting everyone to be around them, and they talk the loudest. They're usually over-exaggerated. This was something I used to do a lot of, and I had to learn to actually not exaggerate as much as I did. Follow-ups was my worst thing, and the reason why I suffered in this industry was I would actually just leave people to it. Once I'd actually sent the information, I wouldn't get back to them, or if I did get back once, I wouldn't go back again, and that was it. So consequently, I had to make that my strength because follow-ups are a very, very important part of what we do. So just because you have a weakness in a certain area or tendency doesn't mean you can't improve it. And it's the same with all the different things in this. It's easy to find yourself doing what you like to do and being used to what you do. But if you change a couple of things, change a couple of ways you do things, you can make any of your weaknesses your strengths, and you can highlight your strengths. Being a promoter, blues are very good promoters. I remember getting a lot of people to a lot of events over a period of time, and I was very good at that. The unfortunate thing, of course, at the time was follow-ups, including the follow-ups with my team. So thank you very much, guys. That's the end of the presentation. There's a lot more to this subject, by the way. And it's important for you to realize that this is only the beginning. If you begin to understand personality types, you can then actually tailor-make your emails, tailor-make your speech, tailor-make the ways you talk to people about the same subject in 4 different ways. Generally, talking in the language of the person that you're speaking to. So just quickly before we end, Anthony, what do you think you are? What color do you think you are?
I'm leaning between green and blue.
Okay, cool.
I'm not the fun end of attraction part of it. That way I'm leaning a bit more towards the green.
Okay, brilliant. Good answer. Okay, so what about you, Bianca? What color do you think you are?
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. You will not believe it's a combination of red and yellow.
Okay, cool. And I would put you spot on. Yes. And the funny thing is when you actually begin to see people in colors or in the personality types, and you start telling them about themselves, they're also going to trust you a lot more. Because like, for example, if I was speaking to a blue, I'd say, you like having fun. And also I know one thing. I said, I bet you like free holidays, don't you? And that's the thing. I remember I've joined a few businesses just because of the free holidays, because I think that's the best thing there. So having fun is an important thing for a blue. So if you actually say that to a blue, you've almost got them in before you start. So anyway, thank you very much, everyone. That's me finished.
Derek, I just wanted to add, when I was in corporate, I was seen as aggressive. I was labeled as a very aggressive, and I don't listen to people. And I must tell you that after getting that kind of feedback,
Yes.
I really learned to tone down on my aggressiveness. I don't know if you saw it coming through this morning, but I learned a lot to tone down.
Yes.
But I was really, I came across, and I think Anthony, he knows my brother, my oldest brother. He's also, you know, we in our nature, we come across very aggressive.
Okay. Just let me ask one more interesting question, which I just wanted. Yeah, I understand completely what you're saying. It's important to appreciate that. Malcolm and Ronaldo, tell me what you guys are.
I'm yellow and a bit of blue. I mean red.
Okay.
Yellow and a bit of red.
Okay.
Ronaldo.
For me, I think I'm red. I mean yellow and a little bit of blue as well. But not red, yeah.
Okay.
Yellow and a little bit of blue.
And now you know how to interact with your family, Bianca. And vice versa, guys. Yeah, because if you understand the colors, by the way, if you can search on the internet, just look for Personality Plus or something. Yeah. Sorry, who was that?
Sydney, hey, Sydney though.
Mihal, are you there? Okay, he's talking. Right, there you go then.
And what about Boris? Would be interesting. You're muted.
Okay, we have these things with Bianca, like the sign language, and it's super helpful. When I was listening, I was thinking, we should make like sometimes like these things into like a game, like we're playing a game with the team, where we can all deposit what we think we are, or percentages of scores, let's say to a bank. So let's say you send me every one of you send me like what you think percentage-wise or what you are. Then we ask other people to judge us and basically say what they think we are, because I think the feedback is so vitally important. It's not how we see ourselves, but more importantly, how other people see ourselves. Because it's like, we may think we're one color, but if people perceive us as a different color, aggressive or like very friendly or whatever, this can make all the difference in how we talk to people, how we connect with people, how we, I may think I'm one, so just to give you an example, I like in this same training, Derek, if you remember when we were doing it like in Heathrow, I was definitely red.
Yes,
I other colors, but I was definitely, now I'm watching to this training and I'm saying, I think I'm very balanced now from all the colors. Maybe less green and more yellow and blue, but very, very balanced. This is how I feel now watching the training and listening to these things. But again, it's not what I think, it's what other people think and what other people basically can give me as a feedback. This will be the most important thing.
I'll tell you something really interesting, Boris, from that point of view, right? Jane and I both known you for a long time, right? And Jane was always saying, Boris is so red, right? And it's amazing how you've evolved over the years, and now, like you said, we're almost like chameleons. And I think it is definitely down to self-development, because it gets us to question our own characters, our own being, and we can evolve, and that's the brilliant thing about this. Like I said, I made follow-ups my strength now, because that was a real big weakness with me. So this is really, really good for people to like, you said maybe we should, but the thing is, I suppose that is dependent on people knowing each other. I mean, if you don't know each other in a big team, for example, it'd be hard for them to guess what you are.
Sure. But let's say for example, right now I don't know much Ronaldo and Mark, for example. And maybe I don't know them because they're not spending time with us in the morning sessions, and like maybe if they come to the presentations, they don't interact like with, let's say, the way Renton interact or Bianca or other people yet. And this is yet, and it's important because like we want everyone to feel like welcome, part of the team, and we want everyone to play a part of what is happening. But over time, this can change, and anyone is in control of basically how they want to evolve and change this in terms of basically how people perceive them, how well they know them, and stuff like this. But here's the interesting part. I may not know them very well, but you may know them, or other people may. So any deposits that they can get, so they may say, so let's, for example, say Ronaldo says, I'm red and maybe blue and yellow. But let's say 5 people know him, and like they say, oh, we think you're like green and yellow. And this feedback is so important, because then it's like, okay, maybe it's not what I think. Maybe I need to basically dig deeper, and if I want to improve for some certain things, basically, I can work on those things. And same is true with everyone. This is just an idea. When I was listening, that I was thinking, like, we can make this a game, we can make this fun, we can make this engaging, and this will help also people to get to know each other more.
Yeah, true.
Because it's like it's interactive, and this is important. Well, it's been 1 hour and 9 minutes, so we're stopping here. We'll continue tomorrow because, yeah, like I said, I want to keep this to 1 hour. I don't want to overwhelm